Good afternoon. 13 News at 4 begins with breaking news out of Hendricks County.
That's where investigators are looking into a deadly shooting involving a sheriff's deputy. It happened at the courthouse in Danville just hours ago.
Our Emily Longnecker headed to the scene as soon as that call came in. Want to go out to Emily live now. Emily, what have you seen? What have you learned?
Well, Dustin and Felicia, Indiana State Police are handling this investigation, and it is an ongoing one at this time. You can see that the police tape is still up here around the Hendricks County Courthouse, and police say the information that they gave us just a little while ago is still in the preliminary stages. Now, what they tell us, what state police tell us, is this all started around 1 p.m. when two Hendricks County Sheriff's deputies showed up here at the courthouse with a van, bringing in suspects to have court appearances today. They had parked the van, they were outside of the van, as well as the inmates that they were bringing here to the courthouse when they encountered a man here at the courthouse outside who pointed a gun at the group. It was unclear at this point to state police if that man was pointing a gun at the deputies or pointing a gun at the inmates as they were walking in. But those deputies, at least one or maybe both, fired at that man and killed him on the spot. Investigators tell us that they have found a gun at the scene that they believe belongs to the deceased individual. Police are telling us, too, that they still have a lot of questions, but they hope to answer some of those questions about how everything went down with footage from some of the cameras in the area that were rolling as this scene was taking place. Police at this point are not releasing the identity of the man who died, and they don't have a motive at this point. They're not sure why he was here, why he had a gun, why he pointed that gun, or even who he was pointing that gun at, the sheriff's deputies or the inmates that the deputies were escorting inside. So they say a lot of questions. They still have a lot of questions right now, Indiana State Police, but they tell us this will not be a quick investigation. They could be here most of the night trying to put all these pieces together. Dustin, Felicia?
Yes, still so many questions, and what a frightening scene there in downtown Danville in the middle of the day.
Absolutely. Emily Longnecker reporting live for us. Thank you so much for bringing us this news. We'll check back in with you.
Now to another big story we are following today. Time running out for Benjamin Ritchie, the man set to die by lethal injection later this month. Ritchie is convicted of killing Beech Grove police officer William Toney 25 years ago. Today, Ritchie and his legal team were in court asking a judge for clemency. They want his execution stopped or at least delayed, and this is why. Ritchie's attorneys argued he developed brain damage from fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Ritchie himself also spoke today. Here's some of what he told the judge.
I'm so sorry for that night. If I could go back and just shake that kid, because he wouldn't have listened to nobody, and tell him, you're about to really screw things up here, man. You're about to go somewhere you can't fix. You can't take back what you did. And there's not a night that doesn't go by that night doesn't haunt me. I think about it all the time. It doesn't go away. When you take someone's life, it don't go away.
Another hearing is set for a week from today. Right now, his execution is a little more than 2 weeks away, set for Tuesday, May 20th. Our Rich Nye is going to have much more from today's hearing coming up tonight at 5.
Right now, Monroe County deputies are investigating a break-in at an unusual place in Bloomington.
Happened at a dance studio shortly after everybody went home for the night. Our Samantha Johnson talked with workers who say they're pretty shaken up by what happened.
Staff here at Indiana Dance Company told me when they came into work last Wednesday, everything seemed normal until they started noticing small changes around the building and on the side door.
They used a crowbar to get in. They basically went all up and down our door and damaged it.
At least one suspect breaking in and getting away with all kinds of speakers and electronics.
There was like 3 of these in here. And then on this side, there was a DVD player. We had microphones. We had a bunch of stereo cords.
Gym mats, pool noodles, even costumes were also swiped. Co-owner Stephanie McGovern tells me they also discovered an empty cash box.
This was completely out of it, and it was thrown down there. And so this was just found empty like that.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. McGovern says the items will be replaced and more cameras are being installed right now.
At this point, it's not even really about what they took. It's more about us feeling like we can provide a safe space and our stuff is protected.
So now staff are left scouring the internet looking for anyone trying to resell their items as the investigation into who broke in is still ongoing. In Bloomington, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Staff members say several people in the dance community have offered to donate costumes and equipment. You can learn how you can help as well at WTHR.com. Plus, what made those stolen costumes so special? That's going to be in Sam's story coming up tonight on 13 News at 5:15.
Oh, I hope they can get them back.
Me too. Hopefully somebody somebody knows something.
Yeah.
All right, now to a big change in a popular program at Ivy Tech.
So the university is discontinuing its free summer courses for high school students. Jenny Runovich is here to explain why and the impact on families.
Well, guys, it comes down to money. Kind of no surprise here. Ivy Tech tells us it got a big budget cut from the state during the last legislative session to the tune of $27 million a year. So they had to make some tough choices, and ending this program for high schoolers is a consequence, they say, of the cuts. For the past 3 years, high school students could take classes at Ivy Tech for free during the summer, saving families about $1,000 in tuition and fees. 14,000 high schoolers took part in the past 3 years. It's only gotten more popular each year. We talked with a parent in Anderson whose son starts high school next year, and he was looking forward to taking classes this summer to get a jump start on college and his dream of working in the auto industry. Then Mom got the email, no more free classes.
He was just like, really, Mom, I can't take the classes? And I've heard so many families say, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is no longer offered. Because even though they are the lowest cost in the state, it is a huge chunk of change for families that cannot afford to go and take courses like that. 6 years apart on the same.
So Mom says, yes, now they're checking out some other educational opportunities for the summer, some free, but if not, they're willing to sacrifice to pay for classes for their son. Both Mom and Dad are Ivy Tech graduates, so this is their place. They understand that it's not their fault, but it is frustrating. Again, she said it, Ivy Tech's the lowest tuition in the state, but free was the operative word here for those kids. So kind of frustrating for families.
I mean, and they're trying to piece something together
Right.
to make it work where there might be a lot of families not in that position.
Exactly, especially for those low-income folks.
A lot of frustration. Okay, Jenny, thank you.
All right, let us talk weather because it's Monday and we are seeing, well, pretty much this. It's been very cloudy. It's been chilly after a weekend of just that and some rain. It's been a tough one.
Slow-moving system just kind of spinning around
So
us.
we started seeing this in the modeling last Tuesday. We started talking about the potential. And here we are, almost 7 days away.
Yes, you didn't say it was going to move so slow.
I told you this thing was going to be slow moving. There's going to be a quiz later, Felicia, on this.
I'll help you. I'll help you.
I'm watching.
All right, thank you. Yes. So here's the deal. This is that slow mover, cut off low. There's no upper level wind to push this thing around. Getting active on the east side of this severe thunderstorm watch. And there's an axis of thunderstorms that will clip our far northern viewing area. Of course, with this circulation around this upper low, our weather's kind of coming from a bizarre direction, atypical of here, more east to west versus usually west to east, but it's the flow around that low, and that low is not far from Bedford. These are hit and miss showers. Little steadier axis of rain setting up there from Richmond, Muncie, downpours, fair game, and a few cold air funnels. Not going to completely rule that out. And then we've got some thunderstorms, and Angela and I have noticed there's some rotation embedded with this as well as it's heading toward Decatur. A lot of areas sandwiched in between will have a lot of clouds with just a little bit of rain, but these clouds have kept our temperatures cool. That will not be the case tomorrow. Have more on that in the 7-day forecast.
All right, Sean, thank you. We will be prepared. And this is also what everybody is talking about this Monday. Game 1 in the Eastern Conference semifinals belongs to the Pacers.
Great way to start a week, huh?
Yeah.
Big road win for the boys in blue and gold. Home court now in their favor. Eli Gain was there, joins us now live. So explain to us the atmosphere last night, Eli, and your thoughts to how the Pacers got the win.
Yeah, so It felt very restless for a majority of the game, especially the first 2.5 quarters, until the Cavaliers started to climb their way back into it. But then just seeing how resilient the Pacers are in that fourth quarter, making those big shots, aka Andrew Nembhard, just basically hitting a shot from wherever he wanted to, 19 three-pointers in the game, and just like that, the Pacers are walking off the court with a 1-0 series victory. Now, I do want to say this. I think they have a little bit of a good luck charm. Take a look at this video here. This is a drawing that's hanging up inside the team hotel from assistant coach Jenny Buchek's daughter's class. They put this together for the team. They have it hanging in the room where they watch film and eat breakfast. And Miles Turner told us today that that means a lot to them because he says not a lot of people are necessarily rooting for the Pacers, right? Massive underdogs. But he says the people who really are rooting for this team makes it that much more special. So he appreciated it. There was a group from Indianapolis that was in attendance in the game last night. So he says that that support means a lot. And even we also talked to Rick Carlisle, asked about that little picture that they drew. He just gave a little smile and said it's really, really cool. And what the team plans to do, take a picture in front of that drawing and send it back to that classroom so they can have it for the foreseeable future. So Pacers up 1-0. We're going to have much more coverage coming up at 5 and 6, specifically how Tyrese Halliburton has really stepped it up in his consistency in these playoffs the last couple of rounds here. But of course, we're going to have Miles Turner, Rick Carlisle, that full press conference that they had earlier this afternoon up on WTHR Plus, and more, of course, later in 13 Sports. In Cleveland, I'm Eli Gain. Back to you guys.
Yeah, well, we love how it's looking so far, Eli. I hope you do too.
We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks, Eli.
Definitely do.